Órale, que ole chingones y chingonas. And I forgot to put the banner, so let's do that, Holmes. There we go. Los Tres Chingones Boxing Solo Trucker here, man. What's up, Jesus M? Hey, let's go ahead and let's get into it, man. Here from Mikey TV, the boxing scientist, Holmes, to break it all down. One, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What's up, Big Ed? What it is, man?
Just right here, dog. Hey, feeling the same heat you are, homie.
Oh my God, it's hot. Jesus Christ.
Feeling the same heat you are. And what's up, JC? And we also got a gran chingón, el mero mero, Mr. David Contreras, but he just stepped away for just a second. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring him on here in just a minute. I see. Okay, here he comes. Órale. Let's bring him on. El gran chingón, el mero mero. One, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey, guys, what's going on, man?
What's up, Dave?
Listo to talk some boxing, que no?
Yeah, man. It's time to get into it. Jesus M, JC, hot predictions. It's 99 over here. Oh man. Okay, so you know what? Before we get into anything, let's go ahead and get into Frank Martin. He had a fight over the weekend. I have been pretty high on Frank Martin. I've said it quite a few times. There's two guys in 135 pounds to look out for: Frank Martin and Camarón Zepeda. Frank Martin fought over the weekend. I never really heard of his opponent. After doing some research like you did, David, we found out that this guy, you know, he does have a pretty good amateur career. Hey, look, Frank Martin was in a damn good fight. He really was. And, you know, I expected Frank Martin to finish him, but he didn't. Instead, it was a pretty damn good close fight. Mikey, give us your thoughts, man.
Oh man, Frank Martin, he's been under the radar. I've been hearing of him, but I don't really pay too much attention. I mean, you gotta walk your dogs. In other words, you gotta show me something, right? So I started paying a little attention. He's with Earl Spence and Derek James. So I'm like, all right, this guy's hot. Let me see. I like his style, southpaw. And he fought this fight. It was a good fight, close fight. I saw some weaknesses. He got hit to the body. I think that's one of his weaknesses. And he was a hell of a fight, man, with that Armenian cat. And he has power. He dropped him at the end. Frank Martin is 27 years old, right? Something like that?
Something like that.
27?
Yeah.
So he's of age. He's of age, but he's not of age in when it comes to boxing experience. He needs to take it one fight at a time and stop calling out Shakur Stevens. Shakur Stevens has a great resume. He made Valdez look like an amateur. He made it look easy work. Yes. Devin Haney, even Tank Davis has more experience. Even though Tank Davis also needs to show me something. But Tank Davis, man, he's been fighting and he's been showing me more. So he needs to just take it one fight at a time. And he with Derek James and stop calling other people, man, because you're not ready yet. Obviously, just like Benavidez, man, you're not ready yet.
David, after you saw him on Saturday against Artem, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, Artem H. I'll just call him. What's your thoughts, man? Is he ready? Should we start pushing him up there with the big dogs?
You know, before I answer that, JC, I just want to let you know, I know who this guy is. Ed Manifesto. He was a Tijuana cop. I've reached out to him before in the past, and the guy never answers our calls. But now I finally found him on the internet. I know exactly who this guy is. That's JC's been asking us to reach out to him to be on our show, The Gray Line. And I don't know who he was talking about. Once I found him, I remember him when he was a kid. But yeah, going back to your question, he's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. Is he the real deal? Yeah, he could be the real deal. But I'll tell you who is the real deal. This guy, ¿cómo se llama? Hartuyan. He's yes. He's not a world champion material yet, but I like the way that kid fights. And you know what? That kid has a lot of balls, number one. Number two, he has a lot of heart. And I like the way, you know what? He was there. He never gave up. To me, what mattered the most was at the end when they lost and they interviewed him. Dude, that guy had nothing but great things to say. Me personally, I didn't see it a robbery, but I had it 7-5.
Mhm.
And now with the knockdown at the end, I had it a tie, but I did not have it a unanimous decision. I thought it was a good fight, but I thought this kid, like I said before, I wasn't expecting him to be the fighter that he was. I thought it was going to be an easy fight for
Martin.
Martin. But you know what? I'm with Mikey on this one. You know what? I like him, but he is definitely not ready for the big dogs. He's not ready for Shakur. He's not ready for the big dogs. Another year. Give him 3 or 4 more fights. But you know what? He will be ready. But as of right now, he's not ready, especially at 27 years old.
Okay. Well, let me. Okay, so I'll ask you this. I think you answered it, but let me ask you. So, if Artem did not take that knee, you would have had it a draw.
Well, that's why I had it a draw, because he took the knee.
Because he took the knee. So if
Yes.
he did not take the knee,
well, no. If he would have taken the knee, I had it 7-5. I had Hartunian winning. But because he took the knee, I go, okay, make it a draw. I did not have it a unanimous decision. I mean, he was getting hit, like Mikey said. I mean, Hartunian was touching him up all night long. I mean, and the bad thing about this is Showtime. I've always liked those guys, the way they call the fights. They were terrible this week. Every time Frank Martin would throw a right and connect and look, and then they would replay it again. They'd make a big deal out of it. While Hartunian was hitting a right, left to the body, uppercuts. You know what I mean? They never mentioned it. They never replayed it again. So I think the broadcast, like everybody says, the A side has an advantage. And you know what? We saw it again this week. The A side was Martin, and guess what? The commentators, every time he'd hit him with a soft blow, they'd make a big deal out of it. But yet, otro Hartuvian was hitting him with a right and left, and they would never call it. So they had a lot to do with it too.
Okay, so to you, he won the fight. If the only thing that costed him the fight was that he took the knee in your scorecard.
Yes. My scorecard, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
And I'm probably the only one. But that's the fight that I saw,
Okay. Mr. Boxing Guru is on here. What's going on, Mr. Boxing Guru?
Hey, what's up? Canelo's culo.
Hey, Guru, jump in. I feel like getting around here. I feel like getting some easy work right now. Jump in right now, Guru. Canelo, baby.
Let's get that work. Man. Well, we gotta do that, man. We definitely gotta do that. Hey, what's up, Pete Town? How you doing, homie?
Hey, brother, what's up, man? Love your music.
Hey, so okay, what I saw from Frank Martin, I saw a guy that was going in there. Thought I could be wrong. Thought he was gonna get a little bit of easy work, and instead he got a warrior, man. And yes, Artem was there, man, met him all the way through. And you're right, Mikey, he was landing some good body shots on Martin. Thing is, for me, I still had Martin winning the fight. Even without the knockdown, I still had him winning the fight. I think people kind of get in this whole thing like, whoa, he's supposed to dominate, and he didn't dominate. Thus, he's losing the fight. I thought it was a close fight. I thought it was a good, close, competitive fight. Yeah. I liked it. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't even really mind a rematch, but I don't think they'll go that route. Is Frank Martin ready for some of the big dogs? Well, we're looking at his opponent Artem Havunian, whatever his last name is, Artem H. Who's to say that Shakur Stevenson doesn't struggle with him? Who's to say that Lomachenko doesn't struggle with him, or that Tank doesn't struggle with him? Honestly, man, I want to see this. Yes, I want to see Frank Martin fight. I want to see what's next for him. But in all reality, I'm actually just a little bit more interested, not a lot, but just a little more interested in seeing this kid, Artem H fight, man. Mikey, what do you recommend for Frank Martin next at 135?
Man, there's some B-level type fighters. like for example, I heard you talking about Pitbull Cruz. That's a good fight. Why don't you put him with
Okay.
Pitbull Cruz?
Okay.
Who else is in the 135? Man, there's JoJo. That's a good fight with JoJo. They fight
Rojo would be
similar.
a good
Uh,
fight. Yeah.
that'll be a good fight. Two southpaws, man. That'll be complicated, and that's a learning experience for Frank Martin because JoJo's a gatekeeper, but Frank Martin's a promising star according to Showtime, and you know what I mean. I like his skills. I like him. He's solid. He has power. I like how he moves. I like his southpaw abilities. I like him. So, yeah. He's not ready for the big dog. So, man, Jojo Diaz or Pitbull Cruz.
You know who I like for Frank Martin? What's the name of that fighter from Rancho Cucamonga that fights for Robert, and Robert's saying he's a future world champion?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. What's his name? Shit.
He's
I was
fighting
gonna bring him up.
on the Canelo card. No, he's fighting next week on the you know what we're talking about, Ed.
Man.
That dude, he's right there from your neighborhood or from your down the street. He has two.
The
There's
Vinci
two
called him
brothers.
Salvador Sanchez too. That he reminds me of Salvador
Yes.
Sanchez. He's tall like
Yeah.
5'9".
Murataya.
with the rope.
Hey, JC,
Murataya.
save us, man.
Oh,
JC threw us a
Murataya.
life
Okay, yeah.
jacket.
Yeah.
Raymond Murataya. Simon.
Yeah.
Thank you, JC.
Okay.
That'll be a
Yeah.
good fight.
That would
Okay.
be a good fight. And
Okay.
you know what? They both have on about the same time. That would be a damn good fight. Yeah.
Okay. Ida Guru. He's that's right, Sal. Eso, Sal. That's right, man. Hey, Sal. Just for that, Holmes. The next time you and Mikey disagree, I'm on your side, carnal. I'm on your side. Hey, Jesus M says Frank Martin versus De Los Santos.
De Los Santos went down to 130. He's not fighting at 135 anymore.
Oh,
His last fight was at 130. He's
And
going to
you know
stay
what?
at 130. And yeah.
And you know what? I know people would bring up like Jojo Diaz. He's not making 135 again, man. I just really don't see him making 135 again.
No.
So,
Murataya.
yeah,
Murataya. That'd be a great fight.
that'd be good. Put him in there. Shoot, I was kind of leaning towards Pitbull Cruz. I really was.
That'd be
man.
a good fight.
I
that'd be a real
would
good fight.
really like to see that. Yeah,
I got Pitbull on that one. That would be a great fight.
Mikey, who you got if that fight ever happens?
Man, they're both technicians. They're both technical. The experience. Pitbull fought Tank, and he got a great learning experience. I'm gonna lean with Pitbull, man. The inside game, he está cerradito. It's hard to penetrate Pitbull Cruz, man. And I'm gonna go Pitbull. I'm gonna go Pitbull Cruz.
Okay,
He knows how to penetrate the southpaw. He has the IQ for that.
Okay. At the moment, I'd probably lean towards Pitbull, but I don't know if that fight ever does get made, man. I could probably switch my who I would choose to win, man. Because Frank Martin, I think, and like I said, this Artem guy, who's to say, man, that people aren't gonna struggle with them? You know, we're just kind of saying like, hey, he gave him a big, a hardcore fight. Oh man, that means Martin's not that good. Who knows? Maybe Artem have a new GM. What his last name is? Maybe he's just that damn good.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just that damn good.
And I don't know if you know, Ed, but when they were saying that his father-in-law was his corner man, was his coach, and his father-in-law was the world champion, I believe, at 135 for I think 7 years. He held the record. His father-in-law, world champion. I mean, not one of these fake belts, a world champion. So you know what? So he comes from a pedigree of, I mean, they're good fighters, these Armenians. So there's something there.
Armenians are good.
I like him. He's going to be a good fighter. I want to see him again.
Yeah. So do I. I definitely want to see him again. Let's see. Before we get to the whole Stephen Fulton and Inoue fight, let's talk a little bit about Cambosos. He's fighting tomorrow against Maxie Hughes. This is kind of weird. This fight, I believe, is happening in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but oh well. Whatever, man. Mikey, what do you make about this fight? Is this to kind of sell Cambosos as a star to get him back up there again?
Yeah, this is he definitely needs to get a W on this. The other guy, what's his last name? The other guy's
Maxie Hughes.
Hughes?
Yeah.
You've never heard of him, Mikey.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever heard of
is he
him in America.
moving up in weight?
No, no, nobody's ever heard of him.
I
He's
can't
a
hear you guys.
fighter
You guys are
from.
getting cut off.
Yeah, nobody's ever heard of him. He's never. I don't believe he's ever fought in America.
He's a southpaw. I was watching a little bit of his. He moves all right, man. He listen, but this is what's his name needs to win that fight. He needs to. It's a must win if he wants to be considered to fight the 135s, Comboses. So he needs this win. He's fighting a southpaw. I like the southpaw how he moves and everything, but it was versus like I never seen the other guys. I never seen this guy fight. Plus they're fighting in Oklahoma. Whose house are they fighting? Why Oklahoma out of anywhere else? This is kind of weird. I'm gonna go for Comboses and decision.
Okay. All right, David.
You know what? They've had some pretty good fights in Oklahoma before. I mean, I just can't tell you right now, but I'm sure if I look it up, I mean, I've heard them announce Oklahoma. But I mean, like I said, like we said on Wednesday, this fight, I mean, I'm not excited about it. I like the way Cambosos fights because he has a Mexican style. He gets in and he rumbles. I mean, he gets in there and he doesn't dance around. He fights. So I don't know anything about who with a guy named Maxi. Now they're calling him Maximus, but Maxi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know enough, man. All I could say is it should be easy work for him. We've never heard of this guy, and I looked at his record. I mean, he doesn't have a great record. I think he only has like 5 knockouts, if that. So I see Cambosos easy fight because they want to bring him back into the flock again. That's why.
Okay. Guru saying Oklahoma is hosting because the casino is buying the card. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there you go. I don't know, David. I have not heard really a lot of big fights in Oklahoma. Shout outs to Oklahoma, but
yeah, they've had it big, bro. I just can't remember who.
Okay. Well, the big star in this fight is Cambosis, and he's from Australia. So this fight, man, I think is just to make Cambosis look good and probably to keep him relevant. What made him relevant is being Teofimo Lopez. Since then, I'm not really even sure what he's done, man. He lost 2 times to Devin Haney. He's moved up. I just, I think they're just trying to keep him relevant, which is fine. That's cool. I don't see a big problem with it. I think you keep him relevant, and maybe you could put somebody in there against them to try to put, because some way, somehow he's become a little bit of a name. Now people now know the name George Cambosis. So if you're bringing up somebody, you put him in there against Cambosis, and it's like, oh, well, who do you beat? Hey, he beat George Cambosis. The guy who beat Teofimo Lopez, for the straps, and fought Devin Haney 2 times. Yeah, he lost, but fought him 2 times. I think that's all that's really going on here.
You know what? Right now, Pomona Sounds just said that Oklahoma. Remember watching Salcedo versus Hooker. I think Salcedo was from Oklahoma, wasn't he? I mean, he was a Chicano, but I think he was from there. So he had a couple of fights there. But whether he was or not doesn't really matter. Another good fight that card is Giovanni Santillan. I like Giovanni Santillan from San Diego. He's going to fight Eric Bone. Never heard of Eric Bone, but I like Giovanni Santillan. I believe he's 28-0, and he's 147. I like that kid. Going to be a world champion. I don't see it. He's not at that level, but I like the way he fights. He's that guy that goes in there and just attacks, and hits the body all night long. So I'm excited about that one. Giovanni Santillan from San Diego.
I'll be watching the entire card. Also, what's his face? Keyshawn Davis is in the undercard. Yeah, I'll be watching the whole card, man. I'll be. There's not a lot of boxing going on tomorrow, but I'll definitely be watching that one. So we'll see what happens. I think Cambosis wins it pretty easily. I don't think really too much goes on right there with that main event. But gentlemen, let's get into the fight that's going to be happening on Tuesday, the one that I am really excited about, yet I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I don't really hear too much hype. Now it could be because over here it's happening in a weird time and a weird date of the week. It's happening on Tuesday, I believe, Pacific Standard Time. I think it starts at 6 in the morning on a
Yeah.
Tuesday. So, but once this fight was announced, I was like, "Orale, man, this is a good one. This one is made for actual boxing fans, man." Monster Inoue versus Stephen Fulton at 122 pounds. Monster's moving up from 118 to 122. This should be one hell of a damn fight, man. David, I'll start with you. Give me your thoughts, brother.
I'm excited, man. It's going to be a great fight. I've been looking forward to it ever since it was announced. First, they announced that Fulton was going to 126, and I think he was going to fight one of the champions or fight Brandon again. And then within days, I don't know if you remember, they changed it. They said, no, he's fighting now at 122 against Inoue. I'll tell you, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great fight, and I think we're going to see a new world champion. Myself, I believe he's going to be a new world champion, and I think that Inoue has that nickname that literally fits him, the monster, and I think he's going to prove it on Tuesday morning. But it's not going to be easy because Fulton is a full-fledged 122 fighter, so you know what? It's not going to be an easy fight for him, but it's going to be a good fight. Yeah.
You're going to be the new champion, David?
No.
Oh, that's what you say. You said, I myself am.
No.
It sounded like you said you're going to be the new. Hey, you're our champion, Holmes.
Yeah, no. I said that. I said they're gonna announce the new world champion, which will be Inoue. That's gonna be the new world champion. Yes.
I'm messing with you, man.
Yeah.
You're our champion, though, Holmes. You're our champion.
And then
Mikey, break this fight down, man. I'm expecting a banger in this sucker, dog.
Yeah, I mean, expecting a banger. I don't know if it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, but man, it's styles make fights. Who imposes their style? Anyway, man, I seen that he does have a little bit of boxing abilities, but he's in love with his power, man. He just goes straight. He shoots and shoots and shoots. He'll knock you out, man. He's a monster. He'll walk through you. Fulton has to box. He has to get circles, grab. Floyd Mayweather top performance. Can he do it? But he knew it. What happens to Inouye's power if he moves up? Obviously, his team are very confident to getting a championship fight for a belt off his first fight moving up. So they're real comfortable. Man, styles make fights. I like Fulton. I like how he boxes. He fought that pretty boy. What's his name? Babyface or pretty boy?
Brandon Figueroa.
Brandon Figueroa on a hell of a fight. He showed a great chin. Figueroa did hit him, but he moved around. He boxed when he needed. He hugged. He showed he has great boxing ability. He can move, use his feet, and he has to do that with Inouye, man. Can he do it 12 rounds? This guy's good. He's a champ. He has all the belts, or he has 2 belts? How many belts does he have?
I believe he has two belts.
He has 2 belts?
I believe so, yeah.
Fulton?
Yeah, Fulton. He has all the belts, no?
No. You got 2 other guys that are champions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fulton had a hell of a fight versus the babyface and a guy that comes forward and is a banger and got great experience. Now he's gonna fight the monster. One mistake, he will get knocked out if the punch transitions up. So if I have to call like an alcoholic or can't call like I don't know how you say it, but I'm gonna go for Inouye knockout, man. I seen that guy do magic with that power, man.
Even though he's moving up in weight.
Yeah, even though he's moving out, his teams obviously they know that his power is going to translate up. Why are they doing that? Why are they getting on this guy with champion, a guy that's a champion? Obviously, they know what they're doing. You know, a lot of journalists and podcasters, they have number 1 pound for pound. So, you know what? I'm gonna go with the reputation. What I've seen, I'm just gonna call it, man, a knockout. I don't know why, knockout.
Okay. Let me throw this at you guys, and Impala was alluding to it. Hey, this fight is happening in Japan, but there are no Japanese judges. I believe one is from Canada, one is from Italy, and the other one, I forgot where he's from, but it's not Japan and it's not the United States. They made sure not to have any American judges and not have any Japanese judges either. I know one is from Canada. I know one is from Italy. I forgot where the other one is at. David, does that change anything for you, Carnan?
I mean, since when does it really matter if they're Japanese or not? You know what I mean? They're
Mm,
either in the pocket or they're not. You know what I mean?
mm.
I mean that Australian could be bought off just like the Italian and the Mexican and the white guy. So I mean, on this one, I don't see it because I see a knockout, but I don't see it. I don't see it making a big difference. No, not at all. Not on this one.
Okay. All right. Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, they say it makes a difference. They don't, but man, David just brought it up, man. Money talks, man. And I see a lot of
Yeah.
corruption with Latino boxers and all that. And Ed, remember on your podcast you had, man, I have a bone to pick against you. You
Mm.
said that, what'd you say? Man, like, let me tell Ed. And you know what? I probably forgot right now. The judges. You talked about the judges that the A side never loses the judges. You know, De La Hoya got robbed, and he was the face of boxing,
Okay.
man, for many years. He got robbed, man. Like
Yes.
3 times. Mosley, the Trinidad we could, and then versus Mayweather. I don't know. He got robbed a couple of times, man. So anything could happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. What's up, Mad Dog H? All right. My thoughts on this fight, man. I like Stephen Fulton. I think he's a damn good fighter. I had him beating Brandon Figueroa. I know some people were saying, like, nah, Brandon Figueroa won that fight. I thought it was a good, close, competitive fight, but I had Fulton winning the fight. Monster Inoue, I've been talking about for a minute. This guy does just about everything damn good. His footwork, the way he cuts off the ring, the power he has. Yes, he's moving up in weight. He's moving from 118 to 122. Does he need to take all that power with him? No, not necessarily. He just needs to take enough power where he's going to cause some damage. You know, there's always that talk is like, oh man, well, he has power at that weight class, but is he going to have that power if he moves up? Maybe not all that power, but he just needs some of that power, enough power to cause damage. And yeah, damage he will cause. Man, Monster Inoue, dog, this guy does it all really, really damn good. I love Monster Inoue. I think it's a great fight. Stephen Fulton, I believe, is somewhere in between a good and a great fighter. Maybe more towards good than great, but he's a damn good fighter. And I also want to throw this too, man, because Stephen Fulton was in talks to moving up to 126 to go get that rematch with Brandon Figueroa, but at 126 since Brandon had moved up. And Stephen Fulton had been talking about moving up. I'm not really sure if he just wanted to move up or if his body was like, you know what, I'm having a little bit of trouble making 122. Because if that's what it is, if he's having a little bit of trouble making 122, and that's why he was talking about moving up to 126 a while back, hey, man, he's in for a world of hurt because now he's here really dehydrate himself, man, to fight, shoot, one of the best boxers, I think, today. I'm not saying the best. But one of the best boxers. I'm just talking about skill-wise that I seen in the ring today, man. David, what do you make about Stephen Fulton staying at 122, man? And he was talking about for a minute that he's going to be going up to 126.
You know what? Before I get in that, to answer that, the WBA champion at 122 is Marlon Tapales. Fulton's the WBC and also the WBO. Marlon Tapales is, I don't know who he is, 37-3. The IBF also in the ring has ring belt, has no champion. But yeah, there's only 2 belts on the line for this one. I think I don't know if he's having problems making weight, but I can tell you that I want to see him at 126 because I want to see that rematch. And I think that I don't know how old he is, but if he was ready to jump at 126 and is staying for this payday, I think that he's gonna maybe regret it. Should have just gone to 126, but it's okay. It's a great learning experience. And you know what? My respect to him, the guy has a lot of balls. To stay at 122 and to fly to Japan and to fight in Japan, you know what? The guy has a lot of balls, man. But you know what, Mikey? There's confidence probably in him, thinking this guy's never been hit by a 122 pounder, number one, and number two, he's never fought me. So that's why I think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. Looking forward to it.
Hey, JC is saying that Figueroa played Ken in the new Barbie movie.
No, he plays Barbie. He plays Barbie.
Trans Barbie. Oh, what did I say? Whoops, I can't say that.
Come on. Hey, man. I like Brandon, man. I like Brandon.
It doesn't matter. I mean, he can play Barbie.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Hey, Mikey, does it mean anything to you that Stephen Fulton, before all this was in talks and everything, that he was really talking about moving up to 126, man? And not to say that it's an indicator that he cannot make 122, but that was his plans.
Yeah, I mean, Ed, we have to look at his last fight or last two fights. Was he having trouble making weight? I didn't hear anything. Well, there's rumors, so we have to go dig up in the art in the YouTube artifacts, whatever you call it, the YouTube archives. I'm sorry. So yeah, and hey man, if little guys don't really make money, so maybe this is a big money fight. I got to see the purses that anybody knows posted up. Hey, Ryan Garcia took all the stipulation that rehydration costs. He made $35 million. Mm-hmm. He made $35 million. So these little guys don't really make money, man. What is he making? $1 million maybe, or a little bit less? What is he making for this fight? So he definitely he will take that he's gonna have to work harder, and that's the gamble he's taking. He's going all the way over there, man. So, man, I just hope he's 100% because I want to see a hell of a fight. But you never know, Ed. You're bringing that up, but the little guys don't make a lot of money, like I said, and you got to do what you got to do, man.
Well, I think the big money is over there in Japan, because the Japanese really look at Inoue like they look at him the way Thailand looked at Tom Poe in the movie Kickboxer, man. So I think there is a lot of money to be made there for the small guy, which is good. Good, man. I'm glad some of these small guys are looking at some pretty good paydays, man, because let's be honest, once you go 130 and under, not a lot of money, especially once you start getting into 122, 118, 115, 112. Not a lot of money there, man. Just not a lot of money. What's up, Pastor Zamora? How you doing, sir?
How you doing, Pastor?
So with that, my prediction is Monster Inoue. I don't think he stops him, gentlemen. I don't think so. I think it's a good fight. I think he puts it to him, especially in the last final rounds. If he stops him, I think the corner stops it more than anything in the 10th, 11th round. But que se lo chingue like that, man, where he knocks him out, I don't think so. I'm gonna say it goes all 12 rounds, man. But it's very easy to see that Inoue wins the fight at the end of the 12th round. It's not like, ooh, who do you think won, man? No. It's gonna be very easy to see that Inoue. I think Stephen Fulton is in the fight the first 5 rounds, and then after that, it's all Inoue all the way through, man. Not to say that Fulton wins all the first 5 rounds. I'm saying he competes in those 5 rounds, and then after that, Inoue does his thing. David, final predictions in this fight?
KO. Inoue knocks him out in the 8th round.
Wow, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna go for KO, man. He's fighting in Japan. Inoue's the A side. When you're in Japan, Robert Garcia talks about it. When you're the B side, when you're a boxer, you're the B side, not a banger. You're a boxer and you're fighting a banger. The ring, they make it less bouncy or more. I think less bouncy. So you get tired when you're moving a lot, and that gives you effect. Now you're forced to bang, and you're gonna see the ropes are gonna be tighter. Yeah. They're going to be looser. Robert Garcia broke that down. I'll put a video. He breaks all that down. When you're the B side and you're fighting away from home, all that takes an effect. So when you see your favorite boxer that moves a lot, he's not moving a lot, and he gets stuck in the ropes. And we know who's the A side, and he's going to be in Japan. Oh man, all that's going to be in effect, and maybe I'm going to call knockout because of that too. So we knockout.
You know what the sad thing is? I think this fight could have took place here in the United States, and he still would have been the B side, Holmes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey, fellas, let's go ahead and let's turn into some comadres and get into the chisme that's going on in boxing, man, because there is some chisme to get into. JC saying late round stoppage. unless Fulton gets on his bike.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's get into some cheese, man. Gentlemen, we're gonna bring up Canelo. Why not? We got Mike Zavala here, man. Let's bring up Canelo. Tim Tszyu has come out publicly and said, Canelo, you stole what was mine. Jermell Charlo was mine. I wanted that. I wanted all the straps. I had earned my spot. I waited and waited and waited. And then when the time is here, orale, dog, you step in and you take it from me. That's pretty much kind of the way he said it. And now Tim Tszyu is saying, you, Canelo, are on my hit list. Mikey, well, I'll go with you at the end, Mikey. David, is he just clout chasing, Holmes? He's at 154. Is he clout chasing? Is there something here? Is he just looking for a payday? What's up, David?
Let me ask you a question, Ed. How hot is it where you're at right now?
It's getting triple digits, man.
Okay. How hot was it today?
Oh, I think I saw it like at 101, 102, something like that.
Okay.
Humidity was up.
Over here was 98. And it was, I mean, they calculated it because of the humidity, 106. The water in the ocean right now here in Florida, it's about 98, 99 degrees. It's never been this hot. Mikey, how hot was it over in LA today?
About 90, I think.
Oh, really?
It's been hot.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
90 is not nothing compared to Phoenix. My sister's over there. It's 120 today.
Oh yeah, right now
Yeah.
in Arizona, I heard it's freaking
Who do
crazy.
you think? Who are we gonna blame because of how hot it is? How hot the ocean is? Well, let's blame Canelo. You know what I mean? Really, Tim Tszyu blaming Canelo because Jermall Charlo is gonna go over there and make $25 million or maybe $20 million, and if he fought Tim Tszyu, he was gonna make maybe $3 million if he was lucky. Everybody is. I'm tired of hearing people blame Canelo. Let's blame him for the weather too. You know what I mean? I mean,
The economy.
listen, talking about Tim Tszyu saying that, I mean, it's the same thing to me. Yeah, let's blame him for the weather. You know, I mean, really. You know, in other words, what I'm saying is he's crazy. You know, he's crazy. Yeah.
Mikey, Tim Tszyu, man, he's telling your boy, you're on my hit list. That's it. I got a list and you're on it now because this was my fight and you took it from me. What do you make of this, man?
He's trying to hit the Powerball. Wasn't it 1 billion in LA a couple days ago?
Yeah.
He's trying to convince Canelo. Hey, you never know. Give it a Tim Tszyu for wishing on the star, man. Maybe it could happen. 1 in a billion. Hey, but it could happen. Man, Tim Tszyu, I'm gonna call him a marketing genius. We're talking about Canelo and Tim Tszyu. What the hell? When will we ever do that? So, man, Tim Tszyu's making a name on himself. You're supposed to cloud chase. He didn't get that fight. That was his fight for stardom because he would have gave Charlo a great fight. Charlo's a great name, but obviously Charlo moved up and dared to be great, undisputed versus undisputed. Why is everybody mad at Charlo when he moves up, but when Canelo moves up, no one cares? But that's another story. So Tim Tszyu is marketing genius, and he's making a name of himself, and I respect that, man. I respect it.
We're talking about him, and you know what? I agree with JC on that one too.
Hey, yeah, it was Canelo because of Vargas. Yeah.
Look, I would say this, man. I would say this, okay? Right now, I don't think there's anybody even close to Canelo when we're talking about money. Just money on the payday. Like Canelo said, payday, you want payday? I don't think there's anybody on that level. So everybody's looking for that payday. Does the Tim Tszyu, is it even possible for that fight to happen? I mean,
no,
it's a 3-fight deal. I don't see it happening. Tim Tszyu wants to throw his name in the hat. I really don't think there's a lot of money behind that. I'm not even really sure if anybody even calls for that fight, even wants that fight. Nobody called for the Jermell Charlo fight. Pero órale, it's happening, and people are actually gravitating towards it. I said it before. I'd rather see that than him face Jermall Charlo because I don't think Jermall Charlo stands any chance whatsoever. Jermell, I give him some sort of chance. But Tim Tszyu, look, here's what I'm going to say, man. When it comes to all these fools, man, okay, instead of chasing the guy that's going to give you, as they say, the bag, why don't you just become the next guy? Because
Create the bag, make the bag.
yeah, yes, you
Yeah.
become that guy.
Yeah.
Here's how it works, man. Here's how it goes in boxing. The nature boy Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. In boxing, yes and no. See, when you're talking about just money in boxing, when you beat that guy, doesn't mean that you now become that guy with the feria. Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo. You're not going to make a lot of money fighting Dimitri Bivol. You're still going to make more money fighting Canelo. Uh, Alexander Usyk beat Anthony Joshua 2 times, twice in a row. Right now, where are you going to make more money, fighting Usyk or fighting Joshua? Fighting Joshua. Even though Usyk beat him 2 times in a row, you're not going to make a lot of money fighting Alexander Usyk. So instead of just chasing this, man, how about you start marketing yourself so you can become that next guy, that you become the bag and everybody starts going after you? Because if you just want to go and fight Canelo and think that you beat him and say, like, good, now I became the guy. Really? Is Dimitri Bivol the guy? Is everybody chasing Dimitri Bivol to get the bag? Nah, man. There's not that much money right there. So, Tim Zoo, fine, go ahead, call out Canelo. You're just jumping in the pool with what everyone else is doing, man. You're not doing anything different, Holmes. So if I were you, I would try something completely different, because everybody and their mothers has been calling out Canelo, and everybody and their mothers is still just swimming around in that same pool. So, and you just decided to dive in head first, man. So, nonetheless, yeah. So, nonetheless, what's up, Dos Matador? So, nonetheless, there it is.
Yeah, that's a great point, Nate. I forgot. I didn't think about that, and it's a great point. Just because you beat the man, you still don't. You're not going to be the cash cow or the face of the division or the face of boxing. Hey, but it's a good start, man. Like I said before, it's a good start to start off there. Call out Canelo, but you got to walk your dogs. You got to pay your dues. There's a lot of great fighters. Move up in weight. Benavides now is talking about fighting Bivol. They said Munguia, and then now they're saying they're fighting Bivol. I got some news. I don't know if it's true or not, but hey, that's a great chess move. He called out Canelo, so he has a good name. And then, but if he fights Bivol and he beats him, that's a fantasy, though. Man, that'll be great. That'll be great.
Hey, Mikey, I don't believe anything the Benavides camp comes up with. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's your point, man. That's your point.
He's
Hang
letting you
on.
talk about it. You know what I mean?
Hey man, you guys just man, you guys just jumped the gun. That's the next story we're getting into. Okay, so
Ouch.
it's come out that
Yeah, they're liars.
that it
They're
is
liars,
possible. Okay, that
Yeah.
David Benavides is looking to fight in the month of November. There's no opponent yet, but now they are saying that it is possible that he fights at 175. Is it Bivol or not? That I don't know,
No.
but it is possible that they're saying it could be 175. They are looking at the month of November to fight then. And yeah, they're saying, look, it's more than likely. They didn't say it's for sure, but they say it's more than likely it'll be at 175. David, what's your thoughts on that?
Dude, make it easy. Well, why go to 175? Just fight David Morrell. He already called you a sissy. He called you a phony. He called your dad a chango, and he called your brother a bad actor. Dude, just fight David Morrell, man. I mean, what? Why tanto barullo, tanto pedo? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, 175 Bivol. You know, dude, just fight David Morrell. He wants to fight you. Fight him at 168, your weight, in November. He'll fight you. Sign the contract. That's it. You know,
Okay.
Everybody's making such a big deal. You know, dude, they're playing games. His father, one of the things he just asked Canelo forgiveness for calling him bad names. You know what I mean? Dude,
yeah,
they're manipulators. They're manipulating everybody. Just fight David Morrell. Sign the contract. That's it. No more.
Okay, Mikey, we've been talking about possibly Benavides, that he should move up to 175. Now they're thinking about it, supposedly, according to them, to fight in November at 175. What's your thoughts?
Man, I don't believe in nothing they say, man.
No.
These guys are super duper habitual liars. Is that a word? They're liars, man. Freaking the dad says something, the promoter says something, then Evita says it, and then he apologizes that we're not allowed to talk. That Al Heyman does all the moves. We don't get to send contracts. Man, these guys are liars, man. They're saying they go. All right, Morrell wants to fight. We want to see that one. Matter of fact, we want to see that. I forgot about that. See, they're taking me away. They're taking us away from that. I forgot. Boxing fans, it's just too many news, too much things going on. They took that away till they brought it back. Like, oh shit, Morrell. So he needs to fight Morrell, man. I mean, if he dares to move up, he needs to fight Bivol. But if he does move up, yeah, I'll give him a pass if he gets a tomato can to fill it out, and then to fight Bivol or somebody or better be it. I'll give him that pass. But man, these guys are liars, and man, they don't fight nobody.
Hey, if he's gonna fight somebody at 175, have him fight Joe Smith.
Okay.
I mean,
let me break it down to everybody, man. What's up, James Ortega, Lito Vargas, Cule? Hey, so let me go ahead and break it down to everybody, man. See, you gotta play the game, Holmes. You gotta play the game. Okay, so David, I completely agree with you. As a boxing fan, yes, fight David Morrell. They're not gonna do that, though, man. They are not going to do that. Okay. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Do that.
Possibility.
Fight Morrell. But see, here's the thing, though. Okay. Because now there is a little bit of talks about maybe it will be Benavidez versus Canelo Cinco de Mayo next year. Okay. Here's what you do if you're on the side of Benavidez. You move up to 175. You fight a complete nobody. Somebody that you know you're going to beat. And when people say like, oh, you're going up there and fighting a complete nobody, you use the argument of like, I've never fought at 175. I'm just testing the waters to see how my body responds. Yes, you're going to get some criticism, but you're also going to get some people like say like, okay, I get it. You know, so you just say, hey, I'm moving up to 175, fight a complete tomato can, see how your body responds. Come Cinco de Mayo, you get the Canelo fight. You tell everybody, you put it on the media, I'm a 175er now. Canelo, you come fight me at 175. You fought at 175 before. So don't say that.
Canelo's going to say, stay there. Stay there. That's
who gets the backlash, though, David? Who gets the backlash?
You think Canelo really cares?
Really? Maybe not. Maybe not. But see, here's the thing, though. Canelo has fought at 175, not once, but twice. So
Canelo said, I'll fight at 175, but I'm going to fight Bivol. That's the check move. That's the chess move.
I'm telling you, if I was a manipulator on David Benavidez' side, I would say this is the plan. We're going to move up to 175. You're going to fight a complete bum, Holmes. Maybe this guy isn't even a boxer. You know, we'll pull him out of a freaking an Uber car or something like that, man. All borracho in the middle of the night. We'll just pull him out. Let's make him sign a contract. Boom. All right. Just so you can say that you're 175 now. Canelo already fought there. When it's time to negotiate, we say it. Hey, so you're trying to drain us to fight there. We no longer fight at 168. You fought at 175, not once, but twice. So now you can meet us there and fight there. And if we do have to make the fight at 168, we got that excuse that Canelo drained us. Man, if I were part of the Benavidez, that is what I would do.
Benavidez will never fight Canelo if you were part of his team with that plan. Let me tell you something. I like what both Matador is saying. If you're afraid of David Morrell, fight John Ryder. I'm sure John Ryder will come to LA or wherever Benavidez at, or in Phoenix, and fight him in November. If he's afraid of Morrell, fight John Ryder. And then
that's a good fight.
Where he's at. Oh, great fight. Then we'll see where he's. Let's see if he knocks out John Ryder, because Canelo obviously couldn't. Let's see if he can. Okay. I like that. Those Matador. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Anything with John Ryder, I want to see John Ryder fight again.
Me too.
I don't even really care who he fights. I mean, I do want to see him fight some good fighters, but I just want to see John Ryder fight. He made a fan out of me. He really did, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Joy Knuckles? But hey, guys, I'm telling you, if I were part of the Benavidez camp,
and that's why you're not. And that's why you're not.
Oh, Ed, you know what, Ed? The dad will probably listen to this podcast and probably do
Yeah,
that. Está bien loco ese
exactly.
güey. And he's not gonna get the
That
fight.
is
For damn sure.
exactly what I would do. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I think I know where they're going with this. I think I know where they're going with this, man. They're gonna
Yeah,
go
I mean,
and it's not a bad idea. To be honest with you, it's actually not a bad idea. And of course, you don't pass up on the fight. If Canelo says, Charlie, I'm not going to 175, then of course you don't pass up on the fight and you make the 168 fight happen. But you say Canelo drained you to make that fight. If anybody wants to hire me, man, I'm like the Bobby Brain Heenan. I'm like the Paul Heyman of boxing, Holmes. I would be the most manipulative guy, homie. We will make that happen, man. But yeah, let's see what happens. If Benavidez even decides to fight, I don't know. He's got to fight somebody. I don't think he
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He needs to fight, man. Somebody solid, Ryder, man. Ryder. Even the Munguia fight, that would sell, dude. That would sell.
Yeah, it would, but I don't think that's gonna happen, man. I think Benavidez actually is gonna end up fighting pretty much nobody at 175. I do think he does fight at 175 against somebody we don't even really know. So
yeah,
that's what I think happens.
So Cena's talking trash again, huh?
Yeah,
Benavidez. Oh my
guys,
God.
I do want to talk about this real quick, man. Crawford versus Spence is next week. I don't want to talk about the fight itself, but I just want to talk about, has everybody overhyped this fight a little bit? I don't see a lot of excitement for it. Yes, when you talk to boxing fans, there are boxing fans excited, but not a lot of what they call casuals and people that are not big boxing fans really excited for this fight. I don't hear anybody talking about it. I don't really hear anybody like, oh man, finally the fight that everybody wanted is here. I just like when Pacquiao finally was going to face Mayweather or any of these other fights, man, where it's like, hey man, things stop. People were treating it like almost if it was that big, if this fight happens. I don't really see a lot of hype for it. Mikey, is everybody trying to oversell this fight a little too much?
To tell you the truth, Ed and Dave, man, those guys aren't really marketable. I mean, these guys don't have no character. They don't. Spence doesn't talk, and you know. And then Crawford doesn't, dude. I don't understand. Crawford doesn't really talk. They don't say nothing exciting. It doesn't motivate me. Canelo just did a little video on Instagram and YouTube, whatever, and it went viral. That shit's going crazy. And stay ready, not ready, motherfuckers. And fucking everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little Irish looking Mexican. It's just, he's marketable. He knows how to fight. These guys are fucking they're boring, dude. They're boring. It's not Floyd. Even AB used to move the needle. You gotta have something, dude. You gotta have that flair, that jazz, and talk shit and push it. They don't have it. It's just like they're boring, dude. Point blank, they're boring and they're not marketable. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think they don't have mic skills, either one of them. Crawford maybe a little bit more, but David, again, man. Yeah, I'm excited for it, but I don't really see just the public excited for it. I don't really hear anybody talking about it. I don't really see too much, man. Have we been overselling this fight?
You know what? If the fight would have occurred last year, I think it would have been great. They over marinated it. I think Oscar was the one that came up with that. You marinate the fight, you get it ready. ¿Sabes qué? Le echaron mucha sal, mucha pimienta y mucha cerveza y mucha salsa de tomate a la carne. Se pudrió la carne. You over marinated it. And you know what? And I agree with Mikey. Both of these guys have they have no sense of humor. They have no appeal. They both, I mean, Spence, you can't understand what he's saying, especially with those horse teeth that he had, big teeth. I mean, you can't understand a word he says. Crawford, you need literally little sentences underneath, so they don't have that appeal. You know what I mean? To win the public over, I'm going to beat you. They're not a Rolly, they're not a Broner, even a Mayweather. They're not. You know what I mean? So yes, I agree with you. I am excited about it because I love boxing, and I know it's going to be a great little chess match. At the same time, it's going to be a good fight. But the regular boxing fan, they over marinated it. They should have had it last year. I think it would have been great this year. I don't see him breaking any records, and I don't see him making a lot of money with this fight.
Okay, does it do over or under what Ryan and Tank did?
Oh, under. I see this one maybe making 500,000 if they're lucky. Maybe 350 to 450. I don't see him making more than that. I mean, you don't see it. You know what I mean? I'm excited because I've been watching that Showtime special. Because, but once again, I mean, I'm a boxing aficionado. I love boxing, so I know who's in the ring. My daughter, my son-in-law, they could care less for these two. But put Canelo on, they'll pay for it. They'll watch him. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you, Mikey. These guys have they're not charismatic. I mean, they're both introverts and they talk terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they don't have the impact. They don't transcend.
No, they can't sell it. No.
JC says Oscar knows how to marinate those fish nets.
Oh yeah, he does.
Hey, he's gonna have his documentary coming out. Ed, I remember we talked about it like a year ago.
Yeah,
it's coming out.
Yeah.
By Wahlberg and Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
Okay. Mikey, does this fight do over or under what Ryan and Tank did?
No, I don't think it's gonna do over than Ryan. These guys, Ryan, this guy's the air factor. Más que está bien pendejito, but this guy has the air factor. Even and Tank too, man. He's funny. He's marketable. So no, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Joey
Spence
sounds like he's blazed all the time. Crawford uses Ebonics.
Exactly.
Oh man. Pete,
and it's Silence of the Lambs. I'm with you on that. Pomona.
Yeah, they don't have the hit factor. Man.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. Leading up to this fight, like the Tank versus Ryan fight, I heard a lot of people talk about it. I go to Nevada at least once a week, and it was huge, man. I would see billboards and radio stations were talking about it, and I'm like, damn, this is at a catch weight, and none of these guys are a real champion. This fight is pretty
4 belts, man. 5 belts.
Yeah, but this fight is pretty silent, man. It's pretty dead. Everybody was begging for it and begging for it and begging for it. Here it is, and I see little to no excitement. I think it does.
Over-marinated.
I think it does definitely under from what Tank and Ryan's fight did. Big time. Hey, guys, just to go ahead and close it out. Speaking of Ryan Garcia, he just I think yesterday or the day before actually called out Rolly Romero officially, publicly, saying like he wants Rolly, he's ready for this fight. He was there with Errol Spence by his side. He's training with Derek James, and he wants to do it at 140. He looks like he hasn't shaved in, I don't know, like 2-3 days. Like he's looking like if he's really spending all that time in the gym, Holmes. He's becoming a gym rat. I'm just saying what he's looking like. I'm not saying that's what he is. But and he's saying that he'll whoop Rolly's ass, and that's the fight next. Mikey, what do you make of that, man?
I mean, man, that's that belt by Rolly, man. Everyone's looking at Rolly like food, man. What's his name? El Niño de Oro. I forgot his name. That from Venezuela. He fought. Linares was trying to talk to him. Like, I don't know if you guys seen behind the scenes. He was trying to talk. Get the fuck away from me! Get away from me! What's the name was telling him, so he looks like food right now. Easy food, easy work. Like, man, that's the easiest champion I've seen in a while, man. So I don't blame Ryan for calling him out. I think Ryan could beat him if he doesn't get hit, because Rolly does pack a punch. It'll be entertaining. The press conference would be better than the fight, I think. But why not? That's an easy belt. And then Ryan, his marketability plus a belt, man, it's prestigious, and he'll get another $35 million if he fights somebody big. I don't know.
David, what do you make of that, man? He's being interviewed. He's there with Errol Spence Jr. They're talking to him about his new trainer with Derek James, and he comes out and he says, Rolly, 140, that's what's next, man. I'll kick his ass. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Everybody wants that special ed kid in the yellow bus. You know what I mean? He's not going to go after Diablo. He's not going to go after El Oso over after Flaco. No, he's gonna go after the little special ed bus. You know what I mean? I mean, come
They're
on, man.
picking on him, man.
I don't see him saying, Pro Grace, I want you. Ramirez, I want you. Barbosa, no. He's looking at the weakest, the smallest, the easiest. And you know who called it on our Wednesday night show, Spanish show, El Boxing Guru? He called it.
Mm.
When all of a sudden when they gave Rolly the fight, I mean they stopped that fight. He goes, the reason why is because Oscar is setting it up for Ryan to fight him next, so at least Ryan could get a belt at 140. And when he said that, the light went on all of us. We're like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And this was what, 3 months ago? We just heard it yesterday. And you know what? He's going after the special ed kid, and he's going to kill him. He's going to knock him out. And if he doesn't, shame on him. Easy fight for Ryan. So, yeah, he's picking on the special ed kid.
Yeah. Hey, Joey Knuckles, we're over here clowning on them and everything, but I'm with you. I am just a little curious to see. I'm a little curious to see if there's any little changes. It takes more than one fight and one training camp, but I am a little curious to see what if Ryan has improved with Derek James at all, because that guy drops the sense a lot. Anyway, but for me, all I'm going to say, man, is this fight will make more money than Crawford Spence.
Yes.
Wow. It will.
And get more pay-per-views. Yes.
But yeah. It will make more money than Crawford versus Spence. Crawford versus Spence is a much, much, much better fight. I'm not saying it isn't. But if you want to see knockout of the year, if this fight, Rolly versus Ryan, is made, you're gonna see one crazy knockout, and I think Rolly may be even hanging him up, man. But I think that fight is next. I think it does happen. Rolly's not gonna step in there with nobody else, because he's gonna lose, and he's not gonna make a big payday. But he steps in there with Ryan. There's a big payday. Yes, he's going to get his head twisted around, not because Ryan is so good, but because Rolly's so bad.
Yes.
And, let's see if it happens, man. Let's see if it happens. It'll be pay-per-view, and it's going to make a lot of money. But with that, gentlemen, anything else before we call it?
You know what? Talk a little bit about Devin Haney. Today, the WBC gave him the ultimatum today. Today at 1:00, he had to give a definite answer to either fight Shakur Stevenson at 135 or Regis Prograis at 140, or WBC was going to take away the belt. They gave him till today. He got an extension. I don't know why they gave him a deadline when they were going to give him an extension till the 27th, till I believe next Thursday.
And that was after they told him there was no extension. They had told him, it's like, no, we're not going to give. Yeah, they told him, hey, no, we're not going to give you an extension, because I think he asked for an extension earlier this week, and that they told him, Charlie, we're not giving you an extension. But then he just holds off, sits on his hands, and doesn't say anything. And it's like, okay, we're going to give you an extension. I mean, this sanctioning body.
It's Mauricio Suleiman.
Yeah.
That guy, I mean, just disappointing.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I think Devin Haney's moving up to 140. I think he's done at 135. I truly believe he's done. But Mikey, what's your thoughts, man? You think Haney sticks around at 135? You think he moves up to 140?
I mean, wherever he goes, man, it's going to be tough. Wherever he goes, 35, the Shakur's in there, or if he moves to 140, there's some monsters at 140, man. So I think he should move to 140. He looks a little too skinny at 135, but there are monsters at 140. So he has to make a decision by next Thursday. So we'll see. I like Haney. We'll see.
I think he has a better chance with Regis than he does with Shakur. I think he has a better chance because of Regis's last performance, like Joey Knuckles. I'm with you on that one, Joey, that because of his last performance, he's going to have to get somebody that's very good and reteach him how to cut off the ring. If he's going to fight Haney, he cannot fight him how he fought Karen in his last fight.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree, man. I think Haney's been struggling. He's been looking very, very skin and bones, making 135. So, and to go down there against Shakur Stevenson, who barely went up to 135, so he's very comfortable making the weight, and he's pretty damn good, man. Shakur Stevenson is pretty damn good.
But
Not
you
a
know
good
what, Ed? Also at
watch.
the same time, you know what? It opens up the 135. You got 5 belts. You
Mhm.
got Murataya. You got este otro Camarón. You got Lomachenko. You got Shakur. I mean, you got a bunch of good fighters
Oh,
fighting
you
for
got
5 different belts. So yeah, move. Get out of 135. Open up the belts and let's see all these great fights, all these great fighters. And let's see who stands at the end. It'll probably be Shakur, but he's not going to last long at 135. He'll go to 140, and that's where I want to see Murataya come in.
Okay.
And Camarón.
Oh yeah, we can't forget about
Yeah,
Zepeda, man. We
yeah.
can't forget about Zepeda. Loma, small guy, and he couldn't buckle Loma once. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very true. I mean, Haney does not pack a big punch. He does not pack a big punch. So I don't know. It's kind of a teeter totter which way he's gonna go. He moves up with bigger guys, man. It's not like he had power in his punches. Never really did. So he's got some pretty good boxing skills, but not a lot of power. So
Hey, what do you guys think about Shakur and Loma?
I
I
like
like
it.
to see that fight.
I like
I
it.
would like to see that
Yeah.
fight, man. You know
Mhm.
what? I'd like to see that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially
I
right
like
now,
to see it.
Loma. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But that is one Mr. Mike Zavala right there. Catch him on Mikey TV. My man David Contreras on the gray line. You guys go catch him. Who do you guys got coming up, David?
You know what? We got a former SSU director, Brian Perry. He's going to be coming on. He's going to be talking about the Proud Boys. He's going to be talking about the SLA, talking about all these terrorist groups right now at the California Department of Corrections that are doing time, how they're basically joining with a lot of these East terrorist groups from different parts of Africa, and how they are going to be a big threat, not only to California, but to America. And he's going to talk a lot about the Proud Boys. So it's going to be a really good episode. If anybody could talk about the Proud Boys, it's this guy right here because he has a lot of experience. So yeah, watch it Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The gray line, the story behind the blue line.
Yeah, you guys go check that out, man. All right, Chingones y Chingonas, enjoy the fights this weekend and on Tuesday, which is the banger, man. I can't wait for that one. Whatever you guys do this weekend, make sure you're safe doing it so we can come back and do it again. Los Tres Chingones Boxing. We'll catch you guys on the next round.
Have a good
see you
weekend,
guys.
guys. Órale.
All right, guys.